Welcome everybody to our 1979 Mets replay. We're joining the action in the top of the sixth inning. It's the Mets Twitchell who basically relieved our starter Tom Hausman versus Bert Blyleven, who's right now pitching a two-hit shutout. The Pirates are leading 2-0 in the top of the sixth. The Mets are about to bat. It's going to be Flynn, Twitchell, and then Frank Taveras. In actuality, the Mets won this game, and Twitchell went over 4 innings, I think 4 1/3 innings, and got the win. Now, this is something I've had to get used to, and it's taken me a while to actually bring pitchers in and let them go, 2, 3, 4 innings. And that's what basically was happening in the late 70s, and I imagine the early 80s. Very, very common then, very uncommon today. That only happens if maybe a pitcher gets removed in the first inning for whatever reason. They'll bring somebody in and expect him to get to at least the fifth inning. Anyway, we're going to get started. It's the top of the sixth. It's 2-0 Pirates. We are family. This is, I believe, the World Series team Pirates of 1979. I believe they play the Orioles, off the top of my head. Okay, so it's Doug Flynn. Now, Doug Flynn is 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. Here's the roll. We're using Payoff pitch, and we're using IScore. I will do a periodic tutorial of both as I go. So this is a 5 on the 6-sided dice, and that's going to be in play off Blyleven's card, a 47 in play versus a righty, and that takes us to the out range, and that's a ground ball hit sharply at Matlock. Matlock fires to first, and Flynn is retired. 1 down. Twitchell's going to bat for himself. Now, Twitchell is a 15 batter, whatever that means. So we're going to look pitcher hitting card 15. Now that's a number I don't use very often. I don't know what it means. We can look at the card and I'll kind of use my detective powers to figure it out. Well, he's got a lot of hits. That's basically what's going on here. Got a lot of hits. He's got hits in the tough area. He's got hits in the in play. He's got hits in the patient. So he's got a lot of hits. So that's a good thing for the Mets. So he's a 15. Got a roll. Here's a pitch. It's a 9 off Blyleven's card. That's patient. Now that's good news for the Mets. Ooh, an 86. That's pretty high up there. A patient 86 is going to be in the out range. And that's going to be a pop-up. Twitchell is a righty. That's to shortstop. Tim Foley, ex-Met, started the year with the Mets and now plays for the Pirates. Very interesting that the Mets and the Pirates traded shortstops in the first week of the season. That's 2 away now in the top of the sixth, and it's Frankie Taveras. He's 1 for 2. He's single and struck out. That's a 6 tough 30. If there was somebody on base, it would be a wild pitch. Early 30s are usually wild pitches. Now, I've seen in modern games and modern pitchers, I've seen 30 to 36 as being a wild pitch. But back in the 70s, they had pretty good control. 6. They weren't the flamethrowers that they are today. So a 6 is, like we said, is tough, a tough 30. And against a righty, that's going to be a strikeout. So Taveras, curveball gets him, and that retires the side. Let's move it and groove in here. Twitchell versus Rennie Stennett. 0 for 2 is Stennett. That's a 6. That's tough. A tough 61. And that's a ground ball second base. Flynn to Montanez. 1 down. Bert Blyleven, the batter. A 10 is patient. A patient 13 is a base on ball. So Blyleven walks. Not a good sign when you walk the other team's pitcher. Omar Moreno, 11. That's defense. Show you how this works. That's a 10. Now, based on this card, that's an automatic either range hit or error, because it's a 10. It's lower than both the lowest numbers here. Excuse me. So we're going to check and see. We're going to pull a card. This is how you use the fast action cards. Up here it says error shortstop. So Taveras made an error. Now we're going to see what kind of an error. Is it 1 or 2? Does he throw it over the first baseman's head and it kind of bounces around into right field? Or is it just the ball that he muffs? So it's an error shortstop. It's a 1-base error. So it hits off the heel of his glove, rolls away, and there's no throw to first. So runners on first and second now. So on IScore, you go to in play, error. You just hit on 6, done. And it asks you what happened to the player at first base. Well, he went to second. He held up at second, and the player at first held up at first. All right. So now it's Tim Foley with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Blyleven is at second. Omar Moreno at first. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's 2-0 Pirates, and it's Tim Foley who's 1 for 3. He doubled in his first at bat and then flied out and grounded out. Here's the pitch. 10, patient, a patient 88. It's going to be in the out range. This may be a double play, but we rolled a 10. That's pretty high, so it's not going to be a double play. It's going to be a fielder's choice, the shortstop. So again, in play, you look for fielder's choice, 6-4. Then it's going to ask you what happened to the guy in second. Well, he advanced to third. What happened to the guy in first? Well, he's out at second on a force out. And then the player on first held up. So Foley's on at first. We're going to try to run with Foley. And we need a 3. We rolled a 9, so he does not run. That's at the bottom here. You can see that right there, 3. He's not really a base stealer, so it's pretty low. He had 6 stolen bases, 5 caught stealing. Dave Parker. Now, Parker's 2 for 3. He singled twice and struck out. The Puma. For a while there, I was calling him the Panther until somebody corrected me. All right, 2 outs. Wayne Twitchell on the mound. Wayne Twitchell had a 5.23 ERA with a 5-3 record in 33 games. He pitched 63 innings. Here's the pitch to the Puma, 6. 6 is a tough 0-5, and that's a strikeout. So the Puma goes down swinging. The high heat got him. And that retires the side. The Pirates leave 2, and after 6.5, after 6 complete, it's 2-0 Pirates. We are family. Richie Hebner. It's a 6 off Blyleven. That's a tough pitch, 85. That's going to be an out. Ground ball, second base. Stennett to Stargell, 4-3. Mazzilli now. Mazzilli's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flied out. That's an 8. That's patient. Patient 0-9. That's going to be a base on ball. So Mazzilli's on a walk. Mazzilli may run here. What is it? The top of the 7th. Let's see what happens. Nope. An 11. Willie Montanez, cleanup batter today for the Mets. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. It's a 10. That's in play. An in play 54. In play 54 is going to be outrange. That's lifted to left, shallow left field. Johnny Milner, ex-Met, is out there. A few steps in, makes the catch. Back to first is Mazzilli. John Stearns now with 2 out. The pitch to Stearns, that's an 8. That's patient. A patient 19, and that's a base on balls. So Blyleven's lost the plate twice here in the top of the 7th inning. Maybe beginning to tire now. His fatigue starts in the 7th, but he hasn't given up a run, so that does not come into play. Eddie Kranepool, he got a start in left field today. Always love when Ed Kranepool plays. He's a long-time Met. At this point in his career, he's 35 years old. Wow. It's a young man. When I used to look at Ed Kranepool, I said, wow, he's over the hill. But now I look at that age and I'm like, oh, that's a baby. All right, 9. Patient 43. And that's going to be a long single into the gap in center field. Runner on second advances, but there's 2 outs, so Lee Mazzilli is more than a six or better, so he's going to score, and John Stearns is a six or better, so he's going to go to third. So an RBI single, sending Lee Mazzilli home, and Stearns to third, and it's first and third now. Ed Kranepool with a 2-out single, RBI single, makes the score 2-1, and the tying run is 90 feet away. Joe Youngblood, the batter, right-handed batter, bats .273 versus righties. Here's a pitch from Blyleven. 10 again, in play, an in-play 97. That's going to be way in the out range. It's a fly ball lifted to left field down the line. And Milner's right there, makes the catch, and that retires the side, but not before the Mets pick up a run. And after 6.5, it's the Pirates 2 and the Mets 1. Wayne Twitchell's going to pitch to Willie Stargell. Yes, the Willie Stargell, 39 years old by 1979. That's a 4. A patient 89. Ground ball, second base, Flynn to his left. Throws to first. Stargell's retired. John Milner's 1 for 3. Struck out, singled, and grounded out. That's an 8. That's patient. A patient. This is cocked. We're going to do that again. 23. Patient 23, and that's a base on ball. So Milner manages a walk. He's on at first. We can see if he runs. Don't know what he needs to run. A 6. He needs a 3. See that down there? Steal 3. He does not get it, so he does not go. Does not get the lead. Bill Matlock. Matlock is 2 for 2. He doubled and singled and walked. That's a 6. That's tough. A tough 0-0. So that is a first time I'm going to use the chart, and it's really the only time I ever use the chart. It's a rare play with a runner on base. Rare play with a runner on base. We're going to pull a card. We're going to look right up here. 6. That's C, D, or F catcher, pass ball. C, D, or F catcher, pass ball. So let's see what Stearns is. Stearns is a catcher B, so there's no pass ball there. His range is a B. C, D, or F. So he blocks that one. Good block by Stearns. And we roll again for Matlock. Bill Matlock, he's 2 for 2. That's a 5. That's ballpark. That's trouble. 0-7, that's going to put it in the wheelhouse. Because if you look, he's a righty. That's 1-83. So this is a good hitter's park, Three River Stadium. So we're going to be in the wheelhouse now. 1-21 is a home run. See what happens. Bill Matlock, wheelhouse pitch. See what he does with it. That's a 21. That's a deep drive to left field. Back goes Kranepool to the track, to the wall. Looks up. It's out of here. 2-run shot. 4-1. Pirates. And Twitchell wishes he had that pitch back. Fell right on 21, as you can see, and on his card versus a righty. 1-21 is a wheelhouse home run. Bill Matlock connects. Ed Ott, 1 out, bottom of the 7th, 4-1 Pirates now. Ed Ott is 0 for 3, flied out twice and grounded out. 8, that's patient 92, and that's going to be lined and caught by the second baseman Flynn. Rennie Stennett, 2 outs. Stennett's 0 for 3. That's a 7. A patient 83. That's out range. Grounded to short. Taveras fires to first. And that retires the side, but not before 2 big runs. The Pirates pick up 2 big runs, make it 4-1 now. Top of the 8th for the Metsies. It's going to be Doug Flynn, the bottom of the order. This may be it for Twitchell since he's up next. Probably going to see a pinch hitter for him. That's a 10 in play. In play 19. In play 19 is a line drive base hit into left field, and Milner plays it on the hop. Gets it in quickly, and Flynn is on with a single. Twitchell is up now, and we're going to look at the actual scorecard for this day. And this is game 101 of the season. Mets are about 10 games below what the wins they actually had in 1979. And for the Mets, you had Flores. You had Flores really was the only pinch hitter in this game. So we're going to bring in Flores. Let's see if we can find him. There he is. Gil Flores is going to pinch hit for Twitchell, and then we're going to see Glynn. Ed Glynn, he pitched in this game as well. All right, so it's going to be Gil Flores. And let me show you how to do that. Pinch hitter for the pitcher. IScore, just click on the little guy there that's batting, and that takes you to the roster. Twitchell, it shows you Twitchell up in the 9th spot. Then you're going to look for Flores. Flores happens to be right next to him. It asks me, should I include as defensive sub? No, because that's what the new pitcher is going to go in that spot. And I can always change it if I want to. So it's Gil Flores. He's at bat. He's a righty. And it's Bert Blyleven with Doug Flynn on first. He's singled. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. That's a 9. A patient 52. And goes up to 41. So that's going to be an out. Fly ball, right field. The Puma there. 1 away. Back to first is Flynn. Now it's Frankie Taveras, ex-Pirate, now with the Mets. That's a 9. They flipped shortstops at the beginning of the season, the Mets and the Pirates did. That's a patient 65. And that's going to be a ground ball, second base. This may turn into a double play, but it will not. Frankie Taveras beats it out. It's a 4-6 fielder's choice. In play, fielder's choice, 4-6. Oop. 4-6. And the runner at second is out on a force out. So Taveras is going to hold. There's no stealing right now. Not 3 runs down in the top of the 8th inning. There's 2 outs. Richie Hebner. Hebner is 1 for 3. Grounded out, singled, and grounded out again. That's a 5. In play. In play 25. And that's going to be a base hit. Base hit single is going to send Taveras to third base. So Richie Hebner keeps the inning alive. 2 outs, first and third. Lee Mazzilli with good power. If he connects, game is tied. That's going to be it for Blyleven. We're going to see Kent Tekulve. It's going in for a 4-out save. Kent Tekulve. So he's in. We just click on the pitcher, tap on the pitcher. We look for Tekulve. Scroll. Oh, there he is, Kent Tekulve. Add him as an offensive sub, yes. Oh, wait, Tekulve will be up. Wait a second. So we're going to undo that. And this is where we're going to have to pull a double switch here. Okay, I'm going to do a quick double switch with, and he actually played in this. Phil Garner is going to come into play second base. He actually played in this game. So at Stennett at second base is going to be replaced by Phil Garner. So I click on Stennett. I go to Garner. Let's see if I can find him. Should be in here. There he is, Phil Garner. So I click on Garner. Ask me, will include him as an offensive sub, but yes, but not in that spot. So I click no. So now I'm going to have to click on Garner and put him in the pitcher spot. I'll put him in the pitcher spot. Wait a second. Let's see. I may be jumping ahead of myself. All right. Let's see. Yeah, this is all happening simultaneously. Okay. So Tekulve's coming in for Blyleven. And he's going to bat in the 8th spot. So Tekulve. So you click, there he is. Tekulve for Blyleven. And I'm going to put Tekulve in the eighth spot. Tekulve, click on Tekulve again, offense, 8th spot. It takes me and tells me Stennett is there. But no, Tekulve's going to be in there now. So let me find, there he is, Tekulve. So he's in there now. And I can check that on my left. It's right there. Now in the 9th spot where Blyleven is, right? Where Blyleven is, I'm going to put Phil Garner. So Phil Garner, offense, 9th spot. Offense, 9th spot. Tells me Blyleven was there. That's true, he was there. But now Garner's going to be there. Click on Garner, save, and it's done. Garner's 9th, Tekulve's 8th. That's how you do a double switch. Now I got a little bit mixed up. It's usually a little bit more fluid than that. But I'm going to put Garner batting in the pitcher spot right there, and I'm going to pull Rennie Stennett, and I'm going to put the pitcher's card there, and Stennett goes into the dugout. All right. So it's Lee Mazzilli, runners on 1st and 3rd. Let me set this up for you. It's 4-1 Pirates, top of the 8th. There's 2 outs. Hebner is on at 1st, and Taveras is on at 3rd. Kent Tekulve's been brought in by the Pittsburgh manager. I don't remember who that is. He's got 31 saves, appeared in 94 games, pitched 134 innings. Here's the pitch from Tekulve to Lee Mazzilli. That's a 10. Patient. That's good news. Patient 23. Patient 23, that's a base on balls. Bases are loaded. For Willie Montanez. Now, Willie didn't have much power in 1979. Hit 2 home runs from the left side, hit 3 home runs from the right side. And so he had 5 home runs and 400 at-bats, and that's hard to fathom. Batted 242 and 229, and he's there. I mean, how are you going to win with a team that has a cleanup batter? This is actual lineups. After 100 games, he had 5 home runs after the whole season. So after 100 games, what does he have? 2, 3 home runs? He's hitting cleanup. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Kent Tekulve looks in for the sign. Willie Montanez can stroke a double right here, clear the bases. The game will be tied, but the odds of that happening are huge. 5. That's in play. That's a good sign. In play 23. He's a righty. In play 23 is going to be barely gets a hit out of this one. Grounder up the middle to center field. And that's going to bring Frank Taveras around. Let's see if Hebner will score. Hebner is a 5. So with 2 outs, he doesn't score. It tells me that he could score if I want to try to score him. But at this point, we're going to hold him up. So it's an RBI single by Montanez. Bases are loaded. It's 4-2 now. So Montanez on at 1st, Mazzilli at 2nd, and Hebner at 3rd. John Stearns the batter. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flied out and walked. Kent Tekulve, the closer for the Pirates. 4-2 now. Pirates up. Mets with the bases loaded on top of the 8th inning. That's a 7. 7 is in play. And oh, wait a second. It could have been. It was between a 1 and a 7. I tapped and it fell over to 7. That's not good. So that's a 7 in play. 76. In play 76, that's going to be an out. Fly ball center field. Moreno to his left makes a catch, retires aside. Mets leave the bases loaded. Score 4-2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Ed Glynn is coming in for the Mets. We're going to pop him in there. Click on Twitchell. He's still in there as defense. And we find Glynn, put him in, save, done. So Glynn is the pitcher of record right now. He's going to face Phil Garner in the double switch. All right, that's a 7. That's a tough 0-9 against a lefty. Strikeout. So Garner goes down swinging. Omar Moreno, he's 2 for 4. 6, that's in play 50. In play 50 versus a lefty. It's an outrange. Popped up, left side. Frankie Taveras waits for it, puts it away. 2 down. Timmy Foley. Foley's 1 for 4 on the day. We're in the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-2 Pirates. That's a 10. Tough. A tough 94 versus a lefty. That's an out. Fly ball, left field. Ed Kranepool's out there. Makes the catch. 1, 2, 3. Retires them in order. Ed Glynn looking sharp tonight. We go to the top of the 9th. Last licks for the Mets. They're down 4-2. Let's see what happens. Ed Kranepool leads it off against Kent Tekulve. That's a 6. Tough. A tough 33. And that's a ball that's laced into the gap. And that's going to roll to the wall. The Puma's after it. Throws it in quickly, but Ed Kranepool's in there with a stand-up, a leadoff double. Stand-up double for Ed Kranepool. Looking good. Eddie Kranepool. Fan favorite at Shea. All right. Joel Youngblood. Youngblood is 0 for 3. He's flied out 3 times. Here's the pitch. It's a 5. In play, 30. That's a wild pitch, and that's going to get Kranepool to third. And it's Joel Youngblood now. He's the tying run, and he's got decent power. Versus righty, 1-22 is home run, but we got to get the wheelhouse going. 7 is in play. 94, and in play 94. That's going to be out range for sure. Fly ball left field. Not deep enough to score Kranepool, and that we're not going to risk it anyway because that run doesn't really matter. Doug Flynn. We'll let Doug Flynn bat. He batted 236 versus righties. That's good enough for us in 1979. That's a 9. That's tough. A tough 36. Tough 36 is a base hit. Flynn lines a single into left. Milner plays it on the hop. RBI single, 4-3 now. So that's Flynn's second hit of the game. Flynn holds up at first. Now Flynn, he's not going to be running. And it's going to be the pitcher spot. That should be Glynn. Glynn is up. We're going to have to pinch hit for Glynn. Who pinch hit in this game for the Mets? There was only one pinch hitter. But let's go to the previous game and look to see who pinch hit in that game. And I have that here somewhere. So the previous game. In this game, we had Flores and Youngblood. And who played in this game? Mazzilli, Henderson, Montanez. Norman played. So Norman's there. Norman could potentially pinch hit. Now, it was his home run that won yesterday's game for the Mets. Yeah. We're going to bring in Dan Norman to pinch hit. Dan Norman's going to pinch hit for Ed Glynn. So Glynn is out. Danny Norman. Let's find Danny Norman. So you click on the batter. And that was Glynn. And we're going to look for Norman. There he is. Click on Norman. And save. So Norman's at bat. He's a right-handed batter. Pitt batted only 159 versus righties, but I don't care at that point. He's got a little bit of power. Hit 1 home run and 69 at bats. So we're hoping to connect with that 1 home run, 1-15 home run if we can get a wheelhouse. So Flynn is on at first, and he's a good base runner. It's just not very speedy for base stealing. Good base runner though. He can handle himself on the bases. 7. I'm sorry. It's a 5. It's a 5. That's in play 41. In play 41. Ooh. So righty. Not going to be a hit there. It's going to be popped up left side. High fly in the infield. Foley waits for it. Makes the catch. 2 away now. And it's Frankie Taveras. 2 outs now. This is the Mets are down to their final out. Mets are down to their final out here. I've been able to see the cards probably. And oh, that's an 8. An 8 is in play. And in play 15. In play 15 is going to be a single. Frankie Taveras lines a single into center. And Flynn's going to hustle all the way to third. So the tying run is 90 feet away now, first and third, and it's Richie Hebner. Wow, Mets just won't go down. So it's Richie Hebner now. Tekulve's had a heck of a time dealing with the Mets here. He's their closer. He has had a 2.75 ERA, 10-8 record. Richie Hebner now. Richie Hebner's 2 for 4. He's singled, grounded out. Well, he's grounded out twice and singled twice. This is an exciting finish to this game. There's 2 outs, top of the 9th inning, 4-3 Pirates. Mets have runners on first and third. Taveras at first. And Taveras can actually go to second pretty easily, but he doesn't want to get thrown out here. Not with the base hit will tie us up. Let's see what happens. Or a wild pitch. That's a 7. That's in play. 0-6. Oh, goodness gracious. That's going to be stroked into the gap. And that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Frankie Taveras being waved home. Here's the relay, and he's safe at home. And the Mets take a 5-4 lead in the top of the 9th inning. This is hard to believe, folks. We're witnessing something here that's beyond. This is the equivalent to being eaten by a shark or struck by lightning. Mets have come all the way back from being down 4-1 in the last 2 innings of the game with a huge Richie Hebner double. A 2-out Richie Hebner double drives in the tying run and the go-ahead run, and the Mets are now up 5-4. Wow. So your announcer is stunned. He's in shock. Richie Hebner. Huge double. Lee Mazzilli now. Kent Tekulve. Can't believe it. And he's given up a bunch of runs, and he's going to become a fatigue pitcher card. He's going to get pulled. He's going to get pulled for Jackson. Grant Jackson. Pitched in yesterday's game. Be a lefty. 2.96 ERA, 8-5 on the season. So Grant Tekulve wishes he had that pitch back for sure. Grant Jackson. And we're going to put him into that 9th spot again. Jackson. Oh, what the heck happened there? Oh, no, I did a double switch. Let me cancel all that out. Hold on. Let me undo all that. Yeah, Grant Jackson, just leave him there. Actually, he'll be in the 8th spot. 8th spot. Grant Jackson. Lee Mazzilli with Hebner on at second base. That's a 6. That's tough. A tough 42. Tough 42. Line drive. Oh, against the lefty. Line drive. Base hit. Runner on second scores. Here comes Hebner. 6-4 ball game. Mazzilli with an RBI single gives the Mets a 2-run lead right here. And it's Willie Montanez now. He's 1 for 4. So Mazzilli's going to go. Mazzilli's going to try to get a lead, and he does, I believe. It's a 5. He's a 5C. And it's the catcher, Ott, is a 3. A C3, I believe, is, and we'll look at that. There's one little... I need to have this memorized or blow it up and have it on my wall so I don't have to look at charts for it. 3C, I believe, is normal. Yeah, C3 is a normal. So we're going to pull a card for the stolen base. And we look at stolen base second. Normal is out. Ott guns him down. Mazzilli thrown out. Stealing. So you click on Mazzilli for the stolen base. You put out and then caught stealing. And the next batter was Willie Montanez, a lefty, so it was the shortstop who covered 2-6. And that's going to retire the side. But the Mets have scored 4 big runs and lead at 6-4 against the We Are Family 1979 World Series Pirates. Against Kent Tekulve. Wow. That's all I can tell you. And now for the Mets, it's going to be Neil Allen hoping to pick up the save. Neil Allen's coming in. Going to be the pitcher. And the winning pitcher, if the Mets can hold on, if, and that's a big if, don't trust anything, it's going to be Ed Glynn. Neil Allen is in there. And he's going to bat 9th. Not that I hope he doesn't come to bat. but I'm putting him in there anyway. All right, so he's going to be facing Dave Parker, the Puma, 2 for 4 today. Here's the pitch from Neil Allen. It's bottom of the ninth, 6-4 Mets. Last licks for the Pirates. That's a 9. In play, 57. It's a righty. In play, 57. Fly ball to left. Eddie Kranepool catches it. 1 down. Willie Stargell. That's a 6. That's tough. A tough 84. Tough 84. It's going to be a ground ball second base. Flynn over to Montanez. 4-3. 2 down. And John Milner. 2 down. 1 for 3. Milner struck out, singled, grounded out, and walked. That's an 8. A patient 92. Patient 92. That's going to be a fly ball lifted to right field. Back goes Youngblood to the track and makes the catch, and that's the ball game. Mets pull it out in the top of the ninth inning. That was amazing. And I'll read you the line score. It tells me right here the Mets had 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left on base. Pirates had 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 10 left on base. And the Mets win. They actually take a 2-game set. They win 2 in a row from the Pirates. And they all the Metsies contributed, so this is a pretty good victory. So the Mets morale is high at this point, and I'm gonna basically sign off right now. And I hope you enjoyed this comeback victory. Pretty exciting. Take care, guys. Winning pitcher was Glenn. Save goes to Neil Allen. And of loss, it's going to go to Kenta Colby. Wow, hard to believe. Take care.